talk about something that a lot of you think about, your kids and what they eat at school. It has become something that we've heard a lot about lately. And you can think, most of us will remember back to the cardboard pizza or the mystery meat served in cafeterias. That's kind of a thing of the past because there's been such an effort to get better foods to our kids. It's been a priority with the government and schools and parents. Well, the head of the Genesee School, Ben Schifrin, is here with some great advice. Always good to see you.
Great to see you. Great to see you. Great to be back. You know, New Year's over. We're starting a new year, and now we want to talk about students' lunch. And, you know, my 30-some years in education, I've watched more lunches wind up in the trash can than one can imagine.
Right.
And I think the most important thing, depending on the age group, is have your child be involved in packing lunch. If they have some ownership in making the decision, they're likely to eat it. I'm not promising you they'll eat it, but they're more likely to eat it than if you just pack a lunch for them. So one of the first tips I want to give parents is let your child help decide what he or she wants for lunch. Let them help pack it. There's an ownership there. Chances are they will eat that. The other thing is poor parents in the morning. I can just imagine what it's like trying to get 4 kids dressed out the door in the morning. That's a harder job, I think, than running the school, organizing a family like that. And one of the things I suggest, because it always happens, someone's running late, they don't have time for breakfast, and I'm not coming from this as a nutritionalist, but have a good health bar that a child could just grab, or you as a parent can grab, that they can eat on their way in the car. I can't tell you how many times in carpool I watch kids pull up and they had to stop at McDonald's, and then again, they're not getting, not that I'm being, you know, McDonald's does have some healthy stuff, so I'm not being critical, but if you have that snack bar just really available for them, it will make it very easy for them to move forward. Make sure you use all the food groups, okay?
Right.
And lastly, you know, we talk about sugar, and there's been many theories, and I'm not coming from it from a nutritional standpoint. What we have observed of educators is when children are filled with sugar, they're not able to learn. Their brains really shut down. Protein, on the other hand, really does help them stay alert. So peanut butter is a great snack to throw in their lunchbox. I mean, I know it has fat in it, but it's a type of protein that will keep them paying attention, and I think that's what we want.
You said 30 years you've been working in the school system. Have you noticed a difference in diet if a kid is eating, you know, maybe as a snack Doritos as opposed to something like celery and peanut butter?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we don't allow those types of snacks at Genesee because really there's no nutritional value in those.
Okay. And when you say get the kids involved in this also kind of puts a little bit back on them. So if they say, well, I didn't like my lunch, well, you helped pack it.
Absolutely.
So it also gives a little bit of responsibility.
And also you're teaching them a life skill to begin to develop independence and begin to take care of their own life, which is something a parent wants to teach their child.
It's changed a lot, though. Do you think it's good that we're having this discussion about diet in schools?
Absolutely. Look at the obese problem in the United States. It's scary. And, you know, the years that I grew up, it was McDonald's, fried food. That was what we were raised on. And today there's an awareness, and it's really critical that we get our kids in physical shape, because when they're in physical shape, they're in great mental shape.
And one thing that you said that I think is important for parents to remember, don't deprive them of everything.
Oh,
that's
okay, that's really critical. You know, it's okay to have a candy bar every once in a while. It's okay to have ice cream sundae. I mean, you know, in moderation, I think is the word we hear. I mean, but when you deprive somebody of something, they're likely to overindulge in it. For example, I have a friend that tells me I have to eat dessert every night because my mother would never let me have dessert. And he eats dessert every night. I can't believe it, whether he's full or not, just because he was deprived of that as a child.
All right, so everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation.
And like you said, all the food groups, get them covered.
Yeah, all the food groups. Like I said, I'm not a nutritionalist. I'll just tell you from an educational point of view, if your child doesn't like what you pack them, they'll go hungry or they'll eat something in the cafeteria and that lunch is in the trash can.
All right. Nobody wants to see that. It's a waste of food.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, thank you, and it's great to see all of you, and Happy New Year to all of you.
Happy New Year to you.
It's great to be back.
It's always good to have you here. Ben Schifrin is with the Genesee School. Thank you for coming in.
I love coming in. Thanks a lot.
It's always good to